And most of the cases, we've heard of, or even in my experience, you find they have a lot of friends. Actually, like the young man had a lot of friends, and the night he died, they were actually drinking together. So there are a lot of people around them. What do you think is the disconnect?
You can be surrounded by hundreds of people, but you're still lonely. And,
She's making it sound like a small thing. It's actually a very big place because they host guests from all over the world, so it's a big deal. And then again, our father happens to be a big man in government.
Please, I just can't.
Very big man in government.
Don't do that, please.
Okay, fine. I won't go there. Okay, tell us.
Thank you. Hell no.
Does it take you out?
All the time.
How far would you take it when you're dating?
What do you mean?
You're not married now.
Yeah.
How far would you take things?
Like in bed?
I don't know. You tell me. Your dad, your mom, I happen to know them both. So the question I'm going to ask probably is not going to be comfortable, but I want her to answer it today.
You're asking all the most uncomfortable
questions.
Yes,
I want to ask you all the uncomfortable questions.
Hello, Keyame. I'm good.
So, guys, karibuni sana. My name is Salman Metobo once again. This is the Heartbeat episode 3. I'm with a very special guest here today. And without further ado, maybe I would ask her to tell us about herself, who she is, okay, and what this place is.
When you say that you want me, when you say that you want me, but you don't want to do me right, right. When you say that you need me, when you say that you need me, but you don't want to do me right.
Oh, hi. My name is Sandra Lumumba. I'm an artist, and my artistic name is Sarange. This is Kisi. Yeah, I'm so happy to be here with my man here, Salman, and I look forward to an interesting conversation.
Yes.
I don't let it show. It will find you, baby. It will find you, baby. It will find you, baby.
So, thank you so much, Sarange. What is your real name?
Sandra.
Sandra is your
Lumumba. Kemunto Lumumba.
Kemunto Lumumba. So Kemunto ndio ya huko Kisii.
Yeah.
That's really nice. So just tell us maybe about a little bit about your family. If you have any siblings, maybe so that people get to know you.
Yeah, I have an elder sister and a younger brother. We're all in our 20s. We're all just trying to figure it out, but we're really close as a family. I have my 2 parents, and I thank God because, but yeah.
Okay, so you've grown up in this place?
I moved here in 2014.
2014?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't born here.
I
was born in Nax.
Nakuru?
Yeah. I actually schooled my whole life in Nax. I schooled in Nax my whole life. And then I lived in Nairobi for a few years. And then I moved to Kisii. Yeah. But I love living in Kisii. Even when I go to Nairobi or when I travel, coming home is always so good for me.
So you've been here since
end of 2014.
End of 2014.
Yeah.
About the same time that I also came back to Kisii. So it's a very interesting place, I think. And there's okay, tell us about this place where we are right now, the venue. It's a very special place. Okay.
Yeah, this is Ufanisi Resorts, one of the best resorts in the Nyanza region actually. As you can see, we're surrounded by green, beautiful breeze.
There are trees and flowers everywhere.
Yeah.
The place is a big deal. I think it's one of the poshest, one of the biggest resorts around here in this region, and it happens to belong to their family. So I have to say it. I have to say it's a big deal. So did you grow up with all this?
Actually, no.
No?
For the longest time, my parents went through different types of businesses so we could finally be here. Part of this land, most of this land belonged to my dad's mom. And before she passed on, rest in peace, my dad had confided in her about starting a hotel. Back then, when she was still alive, this place was covered in coffee beans, by the way. But he started making the pathways through the farm, and my shosho approved of that. So before we got here,
You started from scratch?
literally. And I know it's hard to believe, but my parents have been continuously patient with business, you know. The thing is to keep going. If this doesn't work for you, it doesn't mean that's the end of the struggle. You have to keep pushing, and they have consistently worked hard over the years to get this place to where it was. It didn't just wake up and we had all these buildings now. My parents just slowly worked.
So it's a big deal. And our father happens to be a big man in government. Very
Please,
big
just
man in
don't
government.
do
Is-
that, please.
I don't, okay, fine. I won't go there. Okay, tell us.
Thank you. I believe as a person, you're allowed to, some things should be public information, but it's not the first thing that I project about myself.
Yes.
Even if you did meet me, like in a social setting,
You want
I'd
people to know you
introduce
for you.
myself. I wouldn't say, oh, this is where I'm from, this is, no. That is not what the direction I want us to take today.
You don't want to be under that shadow.
Yeah, it's a very big shadow, but it's not about shadows.
Yeah.
It's about just loving who you are and appreciating yourself enough to be content with that kind of introduction. If it does come up, I'll acknowledge and accept, but it's not the first line of
It's not the
thoughts.
first thing that
Yeah.
you bring up.
Yeah.
Okay, so now your dad, was he the only child?
No.
Your
My
uncles?
dad has a younger brother and two elder sisters. And yeah.
What do they do?
One is a cop, CID.
Ah,
And then we have one is a businesswoman. My two elder aunties are businesswomen, married, kids, grandkids, the whole nine yards. Yeah,
are you thinking of the same? Maybe getting into business?
I am in business.
You're
currently.
in business?
Yeah.
What are you doing now?
I recently got into business with my parents because they've raised us to believe that family and business should be synonymous. You should be able to have a business, and they set such a big example with this hotel, which is completely family oriented. All of us have roles that we partake in the hotel, and so I got into business with her, but that's the most I want to say. Let's just
Okay.
yeah.
And
Also, my music is a business. That is
she's an
why-
artist. I don't know if
Yeah.
we mentioned that already. She's a music artist. I want you to tell us a little bit about that so that people get to understand and appreciate what kind of music you do.
Yeah. My artist name, as I said, is Sarange. I've always been into neo soul, R&B. That's my kind of music. I make music about emotions and things that I feel people can relate to. And for me, it's love, pain, strength, overcoming situations. And I feel like whoever you are, wherever you are in life, those are things we all go through. So that's usually my message. And I love making music.
Yes.
I love it. I go to the studio. It's such a vibe. Just going on with my producer here in Kisi called Tasla. That's Red Tape Nation. And we work together step by step. And it's not just that you wake up and you've written a whole song. No, it's a creative
What is your process? What is your creative process? Take us through from start to the end when you
Start
finally
is
have a song.
get to the studio.
Yes.
Yeah.
But by the time you're getting to the studio, you already have an
no,
idea what kind of
actually,
song you want to do.
I usually have like a feeling, like I want to do R&B, I want to do some I try and do something like a kizomba R&B mix, just to make it danceable, but make it like R&B as well. So I usually just get to the studio and I talk to my producer Tasla, and I'm like, this is my idea for today, this is how I want to do it, and we just work from samples, and that's how we build all the way to like writing the lyrics and completing the track.
I've seen some of your songs. I actually like them. I don't know, which one is your favorite?
My favorite song at the moment is not released yet, but it's called Asali. It's my most recent song, and I just love it, by the way. Yeah.
And on YouTube you've uploaded
on YouTube,
about only...
I have 2 videos on YouTube, and then I have 2 covers as well, because sometimes I like making covers out of really good songs.
But there is
Kenyan
one
songs.
particular one that people have really received well, and it's called On My Way.
What?
No, the song that one of the songs that you've done that was received really well.
Karma
on YouTube.
My own songs or
Yes.
my covers?
No, yours.
There's Karma on a Pedestal, and there's Cruising. Cruising got a lot more attention.
A lot more attention.
Yeah, than Karma. But it just depends with the market. People like a danceable tune, a tune that's like bumping, and yeah.
That's what we've realized in Kisi.
Actually, that's what I've been told as well.
Okay.
Like to my face.
Okay,
You're
hold
a
on.
good singer.
Hold that thought.
Okay.
Welcome back once again. My name is Salman. This is the Heartbeat, episode 3. I'm with Sarange, and she was just telling us about herself, and maybe want to know a musical journey. She was telling us about some videos she has uploaded to YouTube. Let's start from there. What's your goal?
My goal in music is just basically to create good music that people can relate to. That's it. Honestly, I've asked myself the same question, and that is always the answer.
You want music people can relate to?
My thing is not, okay, of course it's nice when a lot of people listen to your music and acknowledge like the message that you're trying to pass.
Yeah.
It feels very good when people tell you you're doing a good thing and you're creating music that they love. But at the same time, I'm not really, at the moment, because of my current structure, I'm not really thinking of music equals money.
Oh, you're not doing it for the money?
I would like some money.
You would appreciate some money
I would
along the way.
Yeah, of course, if I get an opportunity that equals to money, I'll be down.
Okay.
Yeah, but
for now,
when I
it's
go
not.
to the studio, I'm not thinking, oh, I can't wait to make some money. That's not how I'm thinking.
Okay. So far, there are some of your songs that have been received so well on YouTube. And the first one would be Cruising.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is the case?
First of all, the video was fire.
I love the video.
Was fire.
And the color grading, I don't know who did that.
That's Tesla, Red Tap Nation, Wagwan. So the video was fire. The track was Afro, African, African. That was how it was. But you see, the thing is, I live in Kisi, and I'm not saying anything about our taste in music, but I'm saying people here really support more vernacular artists as compared to artists in other genres like hip hop, R&B, and it's a fact. It's not no one's going against your preference. If you like vernacular, those are still good songs.
Yes,
I also listen to them and I'm like, yeah, I love this.
This is nice.
But in real sense, you can't say you're gonna make it as a R&B soul artist in TC. Yeah.
So who's your favorite? Actually, according to you?
Yeah.
Who's the top vernacular artist from around, or maybe your favorite?
Vernacular, I'd probably give it to Miggy.
Miggy, why?
Because he's been around. He's consistent. I think his vibe is old school, but it has a touch of comedy, and I think he's on to introduce that type of comedy in your music videos, and I've known him for a minute. I think he's a good MC on top of that. He has a bunch of talent. So I appreciate a diverse guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, very interesting. So now, your life growing up,
Yeah.
what was it like?
It was just basically like any other kid, African kid, you know, strict parents, growing up in the church, growing up with certain morals instilled in us by force, by fire. High school, I went through 844 system, so I had my fair share of, you know, hard life in boarding. After that, when I finally finished high school, I felt like it was my time to breathe. So yeah, it was a good upbringing. I can't complain.
What have you studied in university?
First, I went to Keyame where I did a diploma in hotel and tourism management. After that,
It had to be that. It had to be hotel and tourism management.
obvious.
Okay.
And then I went to Australia for a bit where I was pursuing the same bachelor's.
Australia.
Yeah. And then while I was there, I kind of shifted to nursing because it was a more marketable course.
Nursing.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
what? Are you serious?
I know.
Have you had a chance to practice that?
Well, my daily job when I was living abroad had a lot to do with old people, a lot of nursing homes. So, yeah, sometimes the skills, whatever I learned in school, applied in real life. Yeah.
Have you been to any other country other than Australia?
Yeah, but I've been to the States as well. I've been to Zimbabwe. That was good. Zimbabwe was really good.
What took you to Zimbabwe though?
It was my cousin's wedding. And I happened to be a bridesmaid. It was such an honor. And yeah, it was years ago, but I remember the whole trip.
Yeah.
as
How
if it
old
was
were you that
yesterday.
time?
It was just in 2016.
2016.
Yeah.
So it's not so far back. Okay, and the United States, where were you exactly and why? What took you there?
I went there for reasons I don't feel like I need to disclose.
No,
but,
it's okay. You can tell us
yeah.
today. We are connecting with you. Want to know your story?
As I said, I feel some things are just your business.
No, it's okay. Just at
Yeah.
least give us a clue. It's okay.
Education
Education,
and family,
family issues.
especially my younger brother. He's been there for many years, and yeah,
He is still there.
yeah.
How many siblings do you have?
Two.
Two.
Elder sister, younger brother.
So you are the middle. Okay. How old are you now, Sarangi?
I am old enough.
How old are you, Sarangi?
Next.
Okay, below 25?
I wish. I wish.
You wish.
I'm old enough, yeah.
Okay. So now, tell us some maybe the best moments you had while you were outside in Australia first and then the US. What state, by the way?
Perth in Australia.
Okay.
So I wouldn't say there's a certain occasion that was, you know, but what the greatest thing that happened to me when moving out of home was growth. You know, it was the fact that I didn't have my family right there to always just be ready to jump in and save me when I'm drowning. It was like you're an adult. You're responsible for your decisions. Your decisions will affect you directly. It's up to you to take this experience and grow. Become more responsible, become more understanding, understand the value of money. Though I already knew, but in that perspective, it was more profound for me. So it was like I was out there by myself, and that was the biggest experience for me,
Okay.
to be honest.
For how long you stayed in Australia? But
Not long, around 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
The worst experience there? The best moment you had?
My worst experience is not something I'm going to discuss.
I know you have
But
to.
what I can
Today I
say
caught
is,
you.
my worst experience taught me that your decisions will affect you directly. That when you're out there, when you become an adult and you're no longer dependent on your parents, you have to be strong. You have to be mentally strong, you have to be emotionally strong and physically strong. You have to, ukipatwa na shida, yeah, it doesn't mean you need to back down. You just keep it pushing. No matter how bad you think the situation is, it's always going to get better. Always. Yeah.
And what about in the US? How long did you stay there?
Not long enough. Yeah.
A year? 2?
Next.
Okay, so growing up in such a background, I'm sure even if you did not have this place, still your parents are very hardworking. They could.
Yeah.
It's possible that they were doing well that time, so you didn't
What
get
time?
a chance probably to go when you were little. What was it like? Growing up in such a social. I'm sure your dad was still doing well. Your mom was still doing well that time.
My mom was an English teacher.
English
in
teacher?
Knox.
Ah.
Yeah. My dad has always been in the civil service, so we started days for DO. Remember DO, DC,
Yes, I remember
those
that.
days. He's always been in the service, in the what's it called? In the civil service. So I'm not gonna say we lived a luxurious life. No.
You did not have everything you wanted when you were growing up.
My parents definitely did everything they could to provide the best life for us.
Did they spoil you a little bit?
I mean, we always used to take those trips in December on Christmas, like Bulgaria, the park, Mombasa. Those are our fondest memories. My fondest memories. Yeah.
Okay. And now, maybe like, would you say you're an introvert or an extrovert?
A little bit of both. I'm an extrovert when I'm around people.
Yes.
I'm cool with people who I've met before, like multiple times. I'm free to talk, however, do my thing.
You are social and very interactive, I know.
Yeah, but
still you
if
like.
it's a new environment for me, I feel a bit reserved. Like I wouldn't know how to, come over and be like, "What's up?" No, very hard.
Okay.
But Katrina, Joanna, we're cool. Yeah.
You have a very close friend now,
Yeah.
or friends? How many?
Very few.
Very few. What would a perfect friend be like for you?
A perfect friend is a friend who sticks around and a friend who literally has your back, good and bad situations. It's not easy being a good friend because it takes a lot of sacrifice, but when you find a good friend, you just know it. Yeah.
You just know him.
You just know it. Unajua tu, like
Okay.
this is a really good friend.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And now maybe let me take you back to your family, your dad, your mom. I happen to know them both. So the question I'm going to ask probably is not going to be comfortable, but I want her to answer it today.
You're asking all the most uncomfortable
Yes,
questions.
I want to ask you all the uncomfortable questions. Who do you feel you're closer to more?
Hard to say because both relationships I have with my parents are unique. The relationship I have with my mom is unique as compared to my dad. I confide in both of them. There's nothing I cannot tell my parents, to be honest. Even if it's bad, I'll still eventually have to tell them.
So you're free with both of them.
Yeah, I try to be as honest as I can, and I try and respect my parents' wishes. What they want for me, and yeah, it's just a balance. Yeah.
Okay. Of course, you refuse to tell us how old you are now, so that I can ask the
Old
rest
enough.
of the questions.
Yeah.
Okay, your videos, the ones you've done, I think 2 yours.
Yeah.
How much have you spent so far on those videos?
It's not much.
On average,
Maybe below 50 G's.
below 50 Gs.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. They have this feel to them. Maybe the creativity of whoever did
Honestly, it's all about making it work for you. You don't need a lot of money to make a good video. You just need to get certain aspects correct and you're good to go. You need to have your creative ideas on deck. You need to have a good camera and a good producer. And you need to have a lot of positive energy,
Yeah,
have
sure.
a good time. Yeah, that's basically it.
So the first time you tell your parents or your family that you want to get into music, how did they react? Are they supportive?
In the beginning, my parents were like, "What music?"
Yes.
They didn't. It didn't seem to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I've never really needed their approval. It was more like, I love music.
Let me do it.
I want to make music. Okay, I'm not gonna step on their toes in the process, but I will still consistently do my music. Okay, you can say that I've not been producing songs like back to back to back. I have the songs. I still go to the studio as often as I can. Whether even when I'm out and I come back home, I always make time to go to the studio, because for me it's a personal thing. It's not about having like 10 songs on
You do
YouTube.
it to feel fulfilled.
It's such a fulfilling moment for me. And just when I put out my shit, I always play my stuff to my close friends and my family, and I'll be like, this is what I send my mom my tracks, like, yo,
Do
check
they
this
actually
out.
appreciate your music?
Oh
Your kind
yeah,
of music?
my
It's-
parents know I can do something. I'm more of the creative child in my family, so yeah.
What's your bad habit? Or two?
Okay, I'm impatient. Yeah, though I've been trying to teach myself to be more patient and
Yeah.
more relaxed, but generally, especially if we're not close, it's like, yeah, what's up?
Okay, now recently there's a young man who died in town, and it was said that he was on antidepressants, you know, and he used to drink a lot, which means he was going through so much more than people probably know.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing this, happening around. A lot of young people are so
Yeah.
stressed and they're into
Yeah.
depression and everything else. What do you think is going wrong? You had somebody stabbed their teacher the other day.
I did.
What do you think is wrong with young
Actually,
people
you're
in this
right.
place?
These
What are they going
cases-
through?
These cases have been quite a lot, and the thing is, there's no one to talk to. You might be going through the worst, you're surrounded by your family, but you're unable to open up, maybe for fear of judgment, for fear of repercussions. Maybe umefanya kitu and things have gone left, you don't know what to do, you're stuck. And because in the African nature, our guardians and parents are very strict. A small mistake, it can lead to such dire consequences. So
Yeah, sure.
unaona kama like I can't open up. And I feel like since you don't have that,
There's no space to open up.
yeah, there's no space to open up, and your problem consumes you. And the more you keep something to yourself, the more you come up with solutions which are negative to your personal health. And if you don't have someone to talk to, it becomes very hard to even hear new solutions, to get outside assistance, and I feel like that plays a big role. Yeah.
And most of the cases, we've heard of, or even in my experience, you find they have a lot of friends. Actually, like the young man had a lot of friends, and the night he died, they
Yeah.
were actually drinking together. So there are a lot of people around them. What do you think is the disconnect?
You can be surrounded by hundreds of people, but you're still lonely. It's okay. It's not easy to open up about certain things to your casual friends.
Yeah, sure.
Kuna wale marafiki wa kukunywa, and then there are those friends that you can be terribly honest with, and those are the rare ones to find. Having 10 guys at your table doesn't mean those are your friends, because half the time when things go left, they're not going to be available. So I just circle back to my first point. It's the ability to open up, to have even counseling centers that actually give solutions.
Have you been to counseling before?
Yeah.
Really? How many times? This is interesting, because mental health is one of those issues I believe in this country people don't really understand,
Yeah.
or maybe it's not taken seriously
It
enough.
is not.
Especially for young people, they are on the receiving end.
Yeah.
What do you think can be done to improve the situation now?
It's a hard question, considering the structures in place don't support. Even if I say, let's put up counseling centers, or at least one place where we can have someone we can talk to, but the solutions that will require financial assistance, they probably won't be able to to get much out of that. And there are departments in the government, even in the county government, that youth department, where you can come and, you know, talk about what's bothering you, but because of lack of, you know, getting the information out there and lack of financial assistance, it's hard to actually help these kids, because unaweza pata mtu ako depressed because hana job and he has responsibilities, maybe he has family in Shags. And
like for the case of there is this talented guy who used to be in Citizen TV. I think he's Omosh.
Yeah,
you heard the story of?
I did.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate. He
It's
has a
very-
family, and now people, you know, he's so popular. He's known everywhere.
Yeah.
and no food on the table.
But I'm thinking more about the guy who's not popular, like
Yes, he doesn't
who
have
no one
anything.
is gonna
Who's-
come to his charity and
Yes.
give him a piece of land or a check, you know, and it's quite devastating. For real. And let me tell you, depression does not know social status.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, it doesn't care if you're rich. It doesn't care if you're financially stable. If you have a whole family going on, depression. Anyone is susceptible to.
It just
depression.
comes.
Yeah.
And now, for your case, would you say, you know, people assume that when you come from such a background, probably where you're doing well and everything you need is just provided, you don't have any struggles, but that's not true, is
Oh
it?
my gosh, I have my struggles.
Yes.
The days I can't even. I feel like I don't even want to get up. You know, I feel self-conscious about myself, about maybe you can say how I look, my prospects for the future. Because when I try and think of my future, I don't think, oh, I'm going to inherit Ufanisi. I never reason like that, you know? I'm busy thinking, what can I create that is my own? How will I be financially stable on my own? How will I be able to take care of my family? How will I be able to make my parents proud? How will I fit that shoe that is so big? I have those personal struggles. Me, there are times I'm very broke as well.
Are you serious?
I'm very broke.
How is that possible? My
you know,
goodness.
people think my parents dish out money. First of all, they don't. But I wake up
You
in
still
the
have to work
morning-
for it.
Yeah. I wake up in the morning and I'm busy asking my dad for money. It's not that easy. And at this age, I tend not to rely on my
You
parents.
feel
so much.
uncomfortable asking.
I'm not uncomfortable asking. I just prefer to get it on
Work
my
for
own.
it for
Yeah.
yourself. Okay. Wow. So what are some of the struggles that you've gone through that, especially, you know, what took you to the psychologist?
Well, I can't say what took me to the psychologist per se, but I can say that everybody needs someone to talk to. I was going through my own personal challenges in my life where big changes were happening and I couldn't understand them, where I was in a situation where I felt stuck and I just needed someone to talk to. And yeah,
Did
it
it help?
doesn't make me less of a person.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, it gave me a bigger perspective. It made me understand that just because things are bad, they don't have to stay that bad. You feel sad for a little bit and then now you start looking for solutions. Like, what can you do to change your situation? How can you push yourself to, and to accept yourself and forgive yourself? Because we all do things we regret, we all do things we wish we could take back. And then tunajishikia kiburi, like you don't want to forgive yourself, and that stands in the way of your happiness. But the moment you say, you know what, have a conversation with yourself, admit this
Where
is
you
what
are.
happened, this is where you are, don't lie to yourself with fallacies. So that's also important.
And talking of which, actually, it's one of my questions there. I was gonna ask you, what is your worst regret in life?
My worst regret is probably the times I've let my parents down, or the times I've let my family down.
Family comes first.
Always.
So let
Always,
me ask you something a little bit personal. Sarang, have you ever been heartbroken?
Yes.
Really? How many times?
Enough to know what it feels like.
What happened? Tell us one of the worst ones. Take us through. What happened?
My worst heartbreak. Hey, yo, these questions.
Yes.
I was seeing someone. We were very young, very much in love, because that's how it felt like. We were very intense, you know. We were, we didn't know much, you know. I took out a job. I don't even know how we were surviving all those things we went through, but I was very much taken, and this guy had some mental disorder. I won't say disorder, but he had a challenge.
He had issues.
Yeah, he had like ADHD, and ADHD can be very erratic, you know. 1 minute you're up, 1 minute you're down, and then you're all over the place. And
Dissociative, it's called
attention deficit disorder.
attention deficit disorder.
Yeah, something like that.
The fact that you actually know that, it means you know quite a bit about
yeah.
mental health issues.
I do actually.
Yeah.
I do. And
So
yeah.
what happened?
You know, we'd get into erratic arguments, and it wasn't healthy for us. And honestly, this person is still one of my closest friends to date.
Even now.
Yeah. Because people think that love is just something you can, and it's gone. In some scenarios, once you love a person,
you get attached to them.
you get attached. It's
How
more.
far did it
It's
go?
more than just being physical. It's more personal. Like, I still want to see you doing good.
Yeah.
I still want to see, you know, us fulfilling whatever
Certain
we
things.
had wanted to do, and yeah. But so that was one of my most difficult heartbreaks. But I got over it.
Who quit? Or rather, who brought it up?
I quit.
You
yeah,
quit.
But he didn't chase me. You know, women love the chase. Oh, we love it.
You do?
I leave. You need to come running, please. Because if you don't, it's
Yeah.
just like,
It's bad.
yeah. So he came after to like try and fix
When you'd
things.
already
But it had
given
been
up.
like weeks, and he had been having he was going through an episode, like an ADHD kind of erratic episode. So it took him a long time to calm down to his senses.
Did you ever get to know that? Is he okay now?
Oh, he's good.
He's good.
Yeah, he went through his recovery passage. He's gone through his acceptance, and he's really good right now.
Would you have him back?
No,
Why?
because once we move, man. We move, yeah.
You're that kind of person.
I mean,
We've started over, then it's done.
No, I still care about him. I wanna. We still stay
But you
in
wouldn't go
contact.
back.
No. Yeah.
Okay. And are you dating now?
Yeah.
Yeah? Who's the lucky guy?
Some guy.
Who's the lucky guy?
Some guy. Yeah.
From around?
He's kissy, yeah.
Is Kissy? You're gonna get married to him?
I mean, if God wills, yes.
About how long?
I can't say that. Like,
I think I need to bring him here. I need to bring him here next at
all the
Tuambie.
best. All the best.
Okay.
This is not his scene.
He doesn't like the camera.
Yeah, you can say that.
So now, Sarange, what's your your craziest fantasy maybe?
To own a Lamborghini or a Maybach. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Or
Why?
just to be able to travel the world.
Oh, you
That
want
is
to
my
travel?
craziest fantasy.
Which place would you go to first if you had that chance?
Bali.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, why Bali?
It's absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
It's just beautiful, yeah.
Well, so in life, who would you say inspires you, or what inspires you? What makes you look forward to tomorrow?
The person who inspires me most is probably my parents, because I know where we've come from.
Yes.
And I see where we are, and I can see what happened in the middle. And
You were there the whole time. You know
yeah.
what it was like.
So I know what they've been through,
Yeah.
and I see where they are, where they're going, their plans, and it just it's like consistently reinvent yourself. Don't be content. Once you start a little something, if you can see a way to make it better, go for it. Continuously expand, and don't hold yourself back. Yeah.
Oh, that's quite something.
Yeah, it is. consistency.
What does your guy maybe do?
He's in business.
He's in business too.
Yeah.
He's a hard worker.
Oh, very.
You just have to go with someone from the same social status.
I wouldn't.
Would you date someone who's broke?
I have.
You have? Really? What
Yeah.
was that like?
It was good.
There's
It
that
was
perception
not. It
that
was not about the money, for real. Sometimes you just click, and yeah, that's how it is.
love doesn't care.
He doesn't really give a damn.
So yesterday was Valentine's.
Yeah.
I heard there was, big things happening around.
Yeah.
Where did you spend it yourself?
I spent it with my partner, just doing what we love. Yeah.
Here?
No. Hell no.
Does it take you out?
All the time.
How far would you take it when you're dating?
What do you mean?
You're not married now.
Yeah.
How far would you take things?
Like in bed?
I don't know. You tell me.
I will take it all the way.
It doesn't matter.
No, it matters. It matters a lot. It matters a lot. And people act like it doesn't, but it matters.
It does matter
A
a
lot.
lot. So now, what's the ideal scenario? What are your plans
For what?
in dating and the future of your relationship?
Well, where I'm in life, I would prefer to have one consistent partner who we understand each other, where we have certain similar goals and just trying to achieve it as we go through life together. That's it for me, really.
What is it that you would say turns it off for you? What is it that would,
First, a man who doesn't chase.
She loves the
You
chase.
better chase, yeah. Another thing that turns me off is laziness.
You want somebody who pushes himself.
Yeah, it's important. You push yourself, because if I start pushing you, I'll become nagging and irritating. Besides, like when you're seeing someone and you're on a serious note, you create goals together, and everybody's supposed to pull their weight to make it happen. Once you start, you are the only one doing the whole job.
Yeah.
You become resentful, and it leads to the end. So I also like a clean guy. Who doesn't like a clean man or woman?
So what kind of challenges would you say you're having right now in your current relationship? Because every other relationship, I'm sure there are challenges. What is your share?
This is too much.
I know.
You're stretching.
Almost the last question. So you're almost there.
My challenge is the fact that maybe we live in different towns. I live in Kisii, he lives in Nai. That's it. That'll be my challenge. I like to be
long
around him
distance
every day.
relationship.
It's not really long distance, but it's far.
Yeah, it's far.
Yeah.
You guys do talk almost every other day.
Yeah.
So he calls a lot, because I see some other people maybe having a challenge when they're staying apart. Communication bit of it.
Nah, communication is key. It's everything. Whether you're close or whether you're far, you need to be able to communicate. Your partner needs to be your friend. It's not about that. It's not about looks or money. It's about other things as well. Those are important. They're important, but there are other things that make communication so easy. Yeah.
Okay. So how many times would you say he calls you, for instance? How many times do you find yourself calling him?
Well, he'll call in the morning. Maybe in the middle of the day we'll text like, "You good?" Da da da. Maybe he'll call like in the evening. Sometimes at night as well. It depends on how our nights are.
Have you ever had a full day pass by without a call, no text, no nothing? Every day you have to.
I have. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not oh, it's not a big deal. We like talking to each other.
Who
That's why
calls
we talk.
first?
I call him, he calls me.
Every
you can't say
other
Ati
time.
who's gonna call me first.
Yes.
If I wake up and
Feel
he's
like
not called
calling
me
you,
yet, I call you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever had an argument, a fight?
Of course. We have our fair share of fights.
About what now?
About
Seems
different
communication
things.
is okay. These guys have
Communication is
everything they
good,
need.
but
So what would you fight about?
Imagine this is your personality and this is my personality, and we come together.
Yes.
Sometimes you have to clash. 'Cause,
Collide.
yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So if you had a chance to maybe say a word or two to the whole world,
Yeah.
1 minute,
About
what would you tell everyone?
I just say be consistent, be positive. You have to think of yourself in a positive light. Do not necessarily listen to what people have to say, because people will always say, whether you're doing good, whether you're doing bad, it's always a conversation. So focus on you, believe in you, and yeah, always keep it pushing. Yeah, that's it.
One more question that I had forgotten.
Yeah.
I've seen your dad sometime back in church. You guys are religious. You're spiritual yourself.
Yeah, we're all
Yes.
spiritual.
Uh-huh. Tell us a bit about that.
What, like
You're
what?
not just gonna get away with one word. I can't
was
let you
hoping
get
so.
away. No.
Well, spiritual. If
Do you go to church? Do you believe in God? Do you?
You know, people have that misconception that going to church equals to
Means-
being
yeah,
a
sure.
very good Christian. Okay, we do go to church, but sometimes our schedules just don't go together. My dad may be out, I'm out, my mom's out, but we all make a point of praying. We all make a point of.
You do pray.
Why are you looking surprised?
I'm surprised.
Oh my days! What?
I don't know about young people.
It's a
Mostly,
I'm not a young people.
You are young.
Okay, I'm young, but
Yes.
I don't refer to myself as young.
So
I
you
refer
you want to tell
myself
me that
as-
you're actually a prayerful person?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a personal conversation between you and God.
Between you and
I
God.
don't need to go and show everyone that I'm in church every Sunday. It literally doesn't do much for me.
Would you do gospel music?
Yes, but not the type that is happening
Currently
in Kenya.
going on, yes.
Yeah.
Your favorite song, maybe? Gospel? All
Hey,
of us, so that I can
okay,
let you go
okay.
in peace.
There's this song by Bethel Music called No Longer Slaves.
No
That
Longer
is my
Slaves.
toppest, most favorite song. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sarange. I don't know if there's anything else that I've forgotten, you guys. You need to tell us in the comments so that I can host her again to, you
Yeah.
know, atupatie hizo zingine
And you
nimesahau.
need to calm down with those questions.
No
That's
problem. I'll
too
try.
much.
Or we can switch, you know, wewe uniulize sasa, you interview me. Yeah. So
okay.
thank you so much, Sarange. Hope to see you again next time. So
Yeah.
thank you guys. This is the Heartbeat once again. Keep subscribing, keep supporting us. Until next time, I love you and God loves you more.
Yep.
Hey, you're done.